In the modest community of Greystone, a cool harvest time evening got comfortable. The clock tower tolled 8, its sound reverberating through the limited roads. The Greystone craftsmanship display, situated between the library and the pastry shop, was facilitating its yearly presentation. The display was enthusiastic, with individuals appreciating the artworks, figures, and photos. At the focal point of consideration was another picture called The Quiet Observer. The work of art showed a quiet man with eyes that appeared to follow any individual who checked him out. Martin Hayes, the exhibition's guardian, was a tall man with a quiet presence. He blended with the visitors, addressing inquiries regarding the assortment. Martin had an exceptional ability for finding stowed away workmanship treasures, and The Quiet Observer was his most recent find. Be that as it may, as the night went on, he felt something was off base. At a point when the last visitors left, Martin locked the entryways and went to his office. He saw something weird in front of him, a little, old memento he had never seen. Inquisitive, he opened it. Inside was a photograph of a young fellow, who closely resembled the one in the picture. There was likewise a note that said, "Track down reality." Martin was interested. He knew the craftsman, Thomas Greer, yet little else about him. He chose to visit his lodge the following morning to find out more. The following day, Martin headed to Thomas's lodge, encompassed by tall trees with bright harvest-time leaves. At the point when he showed up, the lodge looked vacant. He thumped on the entryway, yet nobody replied. Finding the entryway opened, he headed inside. The lodge was loaded up with workmanship supplies and outlines of a similar man. Martin's heart hustled when he saw the man in the representations match the photograph in the memento. Unexpectedly, he heard a commotion and went to see Thomas remaining in the entryway, looking pale and frightened. "You ought not be here," he said. "I tracked down this memento," Martin answered, showing it to him. "Who is he?" Thomas's eyes loaded up with misery. "His name was Edward. He was my dream, my affection. He vanished a year prior. The Quiet Observers was my approach to keeping his memory alive. Not entirely settled to help. For what reason did somebody leave this memento directly in front of me?" Thomas shook his head. "I don't have the foggiest idea." Yet, Edward's vanishing was rarely completely researched. There were bits of hearsay, yet nothing strong. Martin recommended they visit Edward's most recent area, a little cabin he leased on the edge of town. Thomas concurred, and they went there together. The house was beguiling, however deserted. Inside, Edward's possessions were still there. They looked for hints and found a secret compartment in the room floor. Inside was a diary. In it, Edward had expounded on examining a few vanishings in Greystone over numerous years. He thought they were associated and had found something perilous. His last section referenced a gathering with somebody named A.S. As they arranged their best course of action, a shadowy figure watched them from the forest. Martin and Thomas had revealed a long-covered mystery, and somebody needed to keep it stowed away. They chose to figure out who A.S. was and what Edward had found. The man in the work of art appeared to hold a key, and not entirely settled to track down reality, regardless of the gamble. Their process would bring them profound into Greystone's secret mysteries, where peril looked for them every step of the way.